Hey, and good afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majeski here, back with you on the North Georgia Majestic weather page here, as we're going to give you an update here on the progress of our hurricane out there. It's been slowly but surely getting itself back together, organized here a little bit. And I wanted to give you guys a quick update, although I'm still trying to fix some issues. So consider this kind of a troubleshooting type update for you guys, as we kind of see what's going on with the new template that I have going out there. So it's a work in progress. You know, we'll get there slowly but surely. But anyway, here is the latest information here on the storm, as we're continuing to see kind of moving at a slow rate of speed. Northwest at about 10, still holding the winds at 140 mile per hour winds. The big thing is going to be up and down the eastern seaboard. I tell you that the surf's going to get real bad. We do have the tropical storm watches now up along the North Carolina coast. We called that this morning. We thought it was pretty likelihood that we were going to see that as we got into later today, and it looks like we're going to see that as the storm is expanding out. The wind feels a little bit bigger, so they could see some winds, 40, 60 mile per hour winds, I think, along the Outer Banks especially. They are doing evacuations. They are moving people off the island because of the impending wave heights and things that are going to be going on in those areas. So that'll continue to be an issue there with that. So again, it is just something that precautionary. At least we're not taking a direct hit. That's probably the most important thing, that we're not going to be taking a direct hit from the storm. But again, we're going to be seeing quite a bit of activity going on along the coast. Now, again, it's moving over some fairly decent water temperatures over this area, but it's not running nearly as high as what it was, say, last year or the year before. I mean, that's probably a big thing there. Here is where we're currently at for this year right there. These are the other 2 years. This was 23 and 2004. So not quite as hot as last year as far as the latent heat available in the Atlantic, but it's still sufficient enough to definitely keep these things moving at give it a good fuel source. So it is definitely moving over some warm waters over this area. In fact, we're talking about sea water temperatures generally sitting there in the mid 80s for the most part there. That's basically what we're seeing through there right there. So as you can see, I'm troubleshooting as I'm going along, trying to fix a couple of things. Let's take a look at the sea surface, those anomalies real quick. I'll go into my interactive mode and kind of highlight some of the temperatures in that zone. It is definitely a very juicy water temperatures, to say the least. So as I go and pull this over real quick, you're kind of sitting up into this area here. So you're looking at water temperatures here as it gets ready to load up in here. 84 degrees. That's it's pretty good. And kind of checking a couple of these little spots in here. As it updates, it takes it about a second. That's almost 85 degrees there. So again, we got some pretty warm water temperatures for this thing to feed off of as it continues to move off into the north and westerly direction now at 10 miles per hour. So definitely seeing it looking better organized. This is the Radar Omega here, the satellite imagery here, as you can kind of see what's going on with that as it's continuing to move up northwest. We never got the eye to completely clear out for today. I was concerned about that. I was wondering if we were going to get that to clear on out like it did when it was a Category 5 over the weekend. We had winds at 160 mile per hour winds with this thing, and looked like it held that for about 18 hours, and it came down, but it was a much smaller storm. At that time, the hurricane force winds only went about 25 miles from the center, and this one is over 80. The tropical storm force winds, which were 125 miles from the center, now over 230. So it has definitely grown. It's about doubled in size, basically, as far as the actual size compared to what it was when it was a Cat 5, and it had that very, very tight concentric view in there as it was going on by. So again, we're just going to kind of watch this thing. We've got the other thing we got to watch this week is we got something else back behind this thing. So this one is not going to be giving us a direct hit per se. We're not going to get that, but we still going to have to watch what goes on behind this. This is a tropical wave that's a pretty broad low out here. And as it pulls up into here, we're looking at another area to watch. And then this one, where it goes from there, it's kind of all over the map. We're going to have to wait and see when Aaron kicks out of here, what the upper level dynamics look like behind the system to see what happens with that next one, which would be Ferdinand will be the next name, the F storm, which is kind of a weird spelling, but something to watch as we go into next week as this thing goes on by. So we got Aaron, and then we're going to deal with our F storm coming into that. So what's interesting here, I was looking at the latest NAM model guidance coming in. It's still going kind of bonkers with this storm getting very, very strong here going into Tuesday and Wednesday. It's still bringing this thing down to 894 millibars, which is unreal. You see this is the NAM model here, and it's really strengthening the bogus out of this. Now, the NAM did very good with Hurricane Michael back in 2018. Now, I don't see any indications right now. We'll see what happens overnight. Sometimes the overnight diurnal impact, the storms can get strengthened pretty quickly during the nighttime hours, like we did with the other one, with this one a couple days ago. We'll see, but I think it'll probably hold its own. It might strengthen a little bit. It's sitting at 937 millibars right now, so it's not too terrible right now. But we'll see. We'll see. I think officially they're taking up to 145, and then they're going to bring it back down as this thing gets closer, as it moves up toward the north. As you can see, we do have some active severe weather going on out in the middle of the country, a little bit more than what was expected for today, with that slight risk weather being an issue there. But we're focusing on the hurricane right now, so that is my main report for you guys today. I do want to show y'all the wave heights. That is definitely a big issue here. Let me show you that real quick. Here it is. There it goes. And this is going to be huge, because this is going to be bringing a lot of problems up and down the eastern seaboard, because the wave heights are tremendous. That's part of the reason why they've evacuated some of the Outer Banks, because of this. So I mean, you can see right now the wave heights aren't that bad here going into it, but it's really going to deteriorate going into the afternoon. Look at these waves just going up against there. So we're talking that yellow is 10 to 12 foot wave heights, just kind of slamming into the coast there. So as this thing moves on up, you're looking 10 to 12 foot wave heights going in there, and it goes up to 18 to 20 when you get into that orange out there. That purple is up to 50 foot waves. So we're talking about some serious wave action here going up against the coast right there. So that is just a tremendous amount of wave heights that's going to go right along the coast, and it moves on out. That's why, look, I mean, God, you're getting the wave heights right there on the Outer Banks showing up at 30 to 35 feet. So that's why the evacuations are going on there, even though they're not going to get a direct hit from the storm. It's close enough that it's going to cause some problems there, to say the least, along the coastal areas there. So I do have some cameras there. I'm going to be watching some of these cameras here over the next few days here, basically to see how the wave conditions are going to go here over the next few days. So you can see there the Turks and Caicos, so they're getting some of the outer bands there. Caicos Island's getting a little bit of the wind in action right there. But it's going to be the Wilmington Beach, that one in the lower left-hand corner. That's the one that's going to be watched. Jacksonville's going to get some waves, so is Myrtle Beach, but Wilmington Beach, North Carolina, that's the one where the surf's really going to get going. It's not looking that bad out there right now, but I promise you, probably by the time we get to this time tomorrow, we're going to be looking at a much different situation there with the wave heights along the coast. So again, we're not getting a direct hit on this. So again, I'm kind of working out some of the bugs here with the Hurricane Central setup. I'm trying to make that upper left-hand corner information to automate automatically. But if they keep shifting the map on me, I might have to come up with another idea. That's not going to work, or I'll have to kind of find another source where I'm grabbing it. I might need to grab it from the actual main page itself, because that doesn't really change that much. So I'll work on that. And then I got my two-person setup, which I'm still working on that as well. So the two-person setup will have I'll be down below, there'll be someone up above me, and we'll be able to do wall-to-wall coverage and talk about that as well. So anyway, going back over here to Radar Omega here, again, kind of looking at the plot here again. You can see the dark convection. We've still got very good outflow here on all four quadrants here. You see, but we don't see that circle cleared out eye on that just yet. Let's look at the visible imagery. I'll go over the visible while we still got a chance to go over the visible. And again, it's obscured. So it tells me we're getting a little bit of wind aloft that's kind of obscuring that eye a little bit. So we're not getting that clear stadium effect like we had a couple days ago. So that's where this thing is going to continue to go right now. So again, you see it kind of holding as a Cat 4. Again, that's 140 mile per hour winds right there, and they keep it at 140. So again, we'll see if the NAM is onto something or not. I don't think it is, because here within by the time we get into tomorrow, 2 o'clock, they're wigging it back down to 130. So that means probably get a little bit of dry air intrusion kind of getting there. Again, we're kind of getting late in the day as the sun's starting to set there a little bit, and we'll watch closely this evening to see if we get anything unexpected that perhaps happen with this track. So again, there's that official track. Again, we do have those now the tropical storm Watches out there probably will be upgraded warnings come tomorrow. We'll see how that works out for tomorrow. But again, we've got that kind of coming in for this upcoming next couple of days. So we got a lot to do. Got to watch this very closely. And there is your tropical storm watches out there along that area for right now. Who we got on the chat? I got some folks out there. Again, I don't have my chat ninja, guys. I wish I did. Boy, I really missed that. And I've not been able to solve that problem yet. I wish I was a little more technically inept there. But seeing Johnny, I see Myrtle Monkey out there. Hey, guys, good to see y'all. Joni, of course, we got our Irish Queen there in here. Rajin, good to see you. Got y'all out there again. And the dailies are going pretty well. The weather dailies are really starting to pick up some traffic and stuff there. So that's not looking too bad there. Really going. But boy, that severe weather is really, I'd love to do some severe weather coverage and stay on here for a while if I could. But I've got to, my dad is got an appointment I got to take him to tonight. Let's go see where all this action's kind of going on here. I keep hearing all this stuff going on. Let me go switch over to radar mega mode here real quick. I know this wasn't what I was initially intending to do. I think it's up here in the Chicago area. Yeah, it's the Chicago area. That's where it is. So that was the damage that was considerable was up here. So this is why those warnings are going off. It don't look that impressive on the radar, but this is the 70-mile-per-hour winds, and this is for DeKalb, Kane, Northern DuPage, Northwestern Cook. So this is getting the suburbs of Chicago, getting in on this. Let's see what the velocity looks like with these winds. It doesn't look that bad. I mean, I've definitely seen a lot worse, but sometimes the alerts can be a little bit bigger than the bite. Hey, who we got on there? We got Diane Farley gave. Diane, you always give money. I appreciate you all the time, but yeah, time to give it, hand it off to somebody else, I think. But again, I appreciate you guys giving us money. Again, I do not keep any of the donations. I give it all back to the channel to promote and everything else. Right now, we're up to I think $30 or so. When I get to 100, I'll spend $100 in advertising. We'll try to grow the channel a little bit more and get that going. So once again, just kind of go back here to the hurricane here as we're continuing to watch this. Again, the good news, it's staying offshore. It's sliding between the East Coast and Bermuda, but we're going to have some fringe effects there on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. I probably will do some wall-to-wall coverage on that as we get into Wednesday and Thursday. Until then, for tomorrow, we'll have our weather daily update in the morning, the weather report, and then we'll do another one of these in the evening. And I'll continue to work on my bug issues here to try to make this the best product possible for you guys. All right, that's it for now. That's your all's 5 o'clock update. Again, Diane, you're awesome. And I appreciate you guys checking us out here for today. And we'll see you guys tomorrow morning on the weather report at 8:30. All right. Well, now, actually, strike that. I'm going to do a little bit earlier tomorrow because I've got to take my dad to another appointment at 9:30. He's a Vietnam veteran. I got to take care of all his little appointments and stuff too. So I'll do that. Tomorrow's morning's report will be a little bit earlier, probably about 8 o'clock. So, all right, you guys take it easy. We'll see y'all tomorrow. You guys have a good day. Bye-bye.